could stay like this, forever following you.
Hi, my name is Rina and welcome to my channel. So today I just wanted to do another art room tour because as I vlogged a little about before, I have changed a lot in this room. So I just wanted to show you what it looks like now and where I store all my stuff, and yeah. So let's go! So this is my art room. And this is the view from actually my kitchen. So I have my oven right there and my fridge is right there. So, and you move into the room this way. And it is the same room as my last room tour, but it's very, very different right now. So here is an overview. I've got this IKEA shelving unit here with a kind of corner shelves type of thing here. I have a thing with many rooms for my embroidery threads, and also under it I have a cute little nightstand bedside table that I use to store paints in. Then I have my easel, which is huge for this room, but it's okay. And also my Kallax unit with a lot of stuff in it. And on the top I've just made my own paint drying rack. And I'm gonna go deeper into everything after this overview. So this is my desk. It is connected to the Kallax unit. I have this cute thing from IKEA where I store some stuff. I have 2 lamps from IKEA. I could almost call this room tour like my IKEA room tour actually. So here is my chair from IKEA and my little drawer thingy from IKEA and another drawer unit from IKEA. And lastly, on this side of the room, I have this DIY flat file with parts from IKEA. And then this peg, it's a pegboard basically, but it's from IKEA. So yeah, I'm gonna go into detail in everything. So I'm gonna start here. So this little thing here isn't really filled with anything important. I have my acrylic brushes here and some post-it notes and a beautiful notebook, but nothing really sticks out to me there. So here I have kind of a situation that isn't really optimal, because if you see, when I try to open this drawer, this drawing board keeps following after, but I don't know where to store it, so I just have it there. But I'm gonna remove it just so we can see what's in the drawers. So this is my drawing board easel that I have ruined a little because I've tried to stretch watercolor paper on it and it didn't like the water. I'll try to fix it, but yeah, I don't know what to do with it right now. So in this unit, I don't really remember what I have in the drawers, but let's see. Okay, so this is just a box for my Faber-Castell Polychromos. I used to have my soft pastels in this, but now it is filled with 108 half pans because I have a plan for them, but I don't know if it will be in this box, so we'll see in the future. Then I have another drawer filled with tins, basically. Now they're all just empty, but I keep them because I think that I'll get use for them someday. So this drawer is filled with all my, or half of my acrylics, and some cups to use with acrylics, an acrylic retarder. Yeah, this is mostly used for miniature painting, which me and my boyfriend both do, but not a lot lately. And this is a Jello palette that peels off, so I just let the paint stay so I can peel it off later. This is a very random drawer, and I don't even know if I'm gonna show anything. I just have some like crafting stuff and some tack it, yeah, and just some random stuff, stickers, boxes, yeah. Next drawer is filled with toilet paper and my fan and some speakers that I really want to have a space for in my room, but I don't have the space right now. So I just use this toilet paper for when I'm painting with watercolors or drying my brushes off and stuff. And the last one is my embroidery drawer, because I don't know where else to put it. So I have an ongoing project right here that I don't want to show. Some hand cream, because I really get dry on my hands when I embroider, or cross stitch as I do. This box is for all my spare embroidery floss, and I have some Ida down here, and my hoops. I have more of my embroidery stuff out in the living room, so because I sit there and stitch. This, as I showed, is for all my embroidery threads. I have the full collection of DMC colors, so that's just there because I don't know where else to put it. Then I will move my easel out of the way so we can look in the drawers. So down here I have some spare artisan oil paints, and also here. So I just tried to put them in color order. Here I have all my Jello Gold class paints in tubes. And here I have my Jello Mission White class tubes. So just all the colors I have. And I've put them in this nightstand because it's not like easily accessible like all the time, because I put my easel there. So, but I don't use those tubes regularly anyways, so it doesn't matter if they are kind of stacked in there. This is just a drawing board. Next we're on to this unit, which has a lot of stuff in it that is easily accessible. So up here is a box full of unfinished miniatures for Warhammer. So they are my boyfriend's. In here I usually have my work in progress stuff. Right now it's just a little filled with stuff that I haven't touched in a long while, so I think I have to go around getting that sorted out, but as long as it stays in there, it's kind of, it doesn't matter. So this is my potted plant. I turned it around to go into the wall because it has become really lopsided, so I'm trying to get it to turn towards the sun. This is a glass with plastic mosaic that I made once, and it's not the prettiest thing, but it's colorful and I really like it. And in it I have just X-Acto knives and stuff like that. Then up here, as I said, I have my homemade paint drying rack. So it's just an old bookshelf from IKEA. I promise you, I'm not sponsored or anything by IKEA. It's just that here in Norway, IKEA is really cheap compared to a lot of other stores. So I buy everything from IKEA. Both used and new stuff. So yeah. This is just wire that I've taken up and down on this one, and it holds my paintings while they dry. This is my glass palette. It is an old door from a TV table, and I like that sign here that says the only expectations you should live up to are the ones you expect of yourself. And I'm really trying to live up to that. It's really important for me. So next up, we have this whole unit of stuff. And it is basically a lot of the same that it was before, but still I have gotten some new stuff. So here I store my papers. It's printer paper, thin bleed-proof papers for markers, hammer mill, cardstock, A5 watercolor paper, some really cheap watercolor paper, and also some cheap watercolor paper that I just use for practicing and stuff. And also down here I have a lot of smaller parts of papers that I've just cut off, and I keep them to use them for different stuff. So yeah. This is kind of a little random. This isn't going to be there. I don't know where to put it. Putting it there. So this is kind of my brush cleaning station. So when I have painted, I take out this and this box with this soap in, and I use it, take it out to the kitchen, and I use it for cleaning, and then I lay my brushes in here for drying. Underneath, just some random stuff. Behind here is a miniature bird that isn't very miniature. It's really big, but it's a work in progress, so it's just staying there until we have time to do it. A hole puncher, a box full of paper clamps, my active sketchbook, the DIY prompt sketchbook, my marker sketchbook, my watercolor sketchbook, homemade, my homemade mixed media sketchbook, and this is a new sketchbook that I haven't touched yet. Underneath here is 4 boxes. Most of this is in Norwegian, so this is tape, just all kinds of different tapes. This is my box for all kinds of different glues, so super glue, paper glue, everything. Here is my glue gun, and here are my Copic refills. So I just have 2 at the moment, but that doesn't matter. Down here is kind of random stuff that I don't use that often. And also a box full of just mostly DIY stuff, like I had this is a Pringles thing that I used for my pencils, but I have found a new solution. So this is a box full of like wrapping stuff, like for Christmas presents and birthday presents. And down here I have office supplies. So next to this are 3 cubbies full of Warhammer stuff. So I'm not gonna go through that. Under my desk, it is a little dark, but back there I have some finished old paintings that I haven't looked at in a long while, and in the basket there is just some empty boxes. In here I have a lot of, I don't know, I can take it out and show. So gesso, PVA glue, a clear varnish, my Copic cleaner, and the watercolor ground from Schminky, and some spray glue that you should not use inside. And here's my kind of electrics department. It's kind of hidden in this big unit, so I like to have it kind of hidden so I don't hate how it looks in here. Then I have these 4 drawers here. They are just full of random things. Here is my camera stuff, so it's my DSLR and batteries and stuff. Here is some more toilet paper. It's very easy accessible because I usually see it here and I grab it out of here. Some random screws that actually is for holding these drawers attached to the kallax, but they aren't right now. And the glasses that I use for water when I oil paint. This drawer is kind of random. It isn't even filled. So I use this brush for brushing my desk of eraser dust. And here is my nib cleaner. And in the last drawer I have some tape in front of it that I reuse. And it is also filled with just random stuff. I have some small magnets here. Some additional parts to this little doll. And my staples. Up here, these are my travel supplies, and I recently showed them in a video. Behind them, if you can see, I don't think you can see, but it is a box full of Sharpies. Up here I have an empty box and my black Jello Mission white glass paint. I'm gonna talk more about this most likely in my next video. I have a little succulent, my body kun or chan, I don't remember, but it's a female drawing doll. And down here I have my palettes. So this is my watercolor palette, this is my gouache palette, and this is my palette for my Jello Mission white glass. Then we have a kitty cat with us today because he wants to have attention while mom is talking. So the last 4 cubbies are mostly for markers, pencils and gel pens. So I'm gonna show them a little closer. First off, here you can see how I've put my desk to the kallax. It doesn't have legs underneath here, which is really good because it would have obstructed my cubbies so I couldn't come into them. Okay, so this is kind of the upper part of the electrics department. The electrical cords are in the power down there, and then they come up here. So I have my battery charger for my camera, my 3DS charger, and my 3DS. So it just pops into this docking station. I have my mobile charger, and also I use it for my light box. I have my mouse for my laptop, and in here I have a lot of color charts, so they're always easy accessible. And here I also have my Copic multiliners, my grays and my earth tones, so they are very easily accessible when I sit here and draw. And up in the next one I have my light box and just a folder and all my other colors for Copics. And if you're wondering, I have the 72B set of Copics. So I have just 72 Copics and I really want more. So in this shelf my lamp is attached because I didn't want to have it on my desk. And also I have this thing here that goes all the way out here, and this is where I put my phone when I want to film down on my desk. I have been trying a lot of different filming equipment, but I found out that my phone is actually what works best for me right now. I really want to buy a camera, but I don't have the money, so I'll take what I can have. So in this area I have my Tombos and all my jelly rolls, and also a folder where I put all my A4 sized or smaller pieces. In this cubby I have a deer. I have my bullet journal that I don't use anymore, right now at least. I have my Q&A a day book that I don't fill out every day. I have this I think it is for like screws and stuff, but I use it for my pencils. I showed it in my last haul video, so if you want to see how it looks, go there. Here is just a little glass jar with just the most important like white gel pens, a couple of like friction pens and stuff. Here is my snow globe with also deers, because I like deers. So it is snowy outside, so why not also have it inside, you know? This unit here is actually kind of hard to film, but I'm trying. So this is kind of, I've just propped up some thread here to keep this more stable when my phone is attached to it. Here I just have some tapes. Here I have all my inks, because I love to have them all in one space. I have some sharpeners in here. I have my Triplus Staedtler Triplus fine liners here, and also just some regular drawing pencils and a small metal ruler, and my scissors. So that is basically my desk, and we're moving on to here. Here I have a monitor that I usually use with my DSLR. For example, when I filmed the intro to this video, I have this converter that I use to prop it into my camera so I can see myself, or if I'm filming my desk, I can see that I am in frame at all times. But that is just when I use my DSLR camera. Also, I have this very cheap camera arm that I got off of eBay, and well, it's one of my attempts at getting better camera equipment, but it didn't work out the way I wanted it to, but I used it for the intro of this video. So down here is my Alex drawers from IKEA, and this is like one of the favorite parts I have in this room. I really want one more to put on top of this, but I don't think I will do that before we move, so I have a little bigger space. But I'm gonna show you from the bottom and up, so you can kind of understand that I have a lot of space for collecting things, because this drawer is just filled with like random stuff. Pipe cleaners, I don't know what this is called, carpets. It's for keeping carpets in place. So a lot of different stuff like Velcro, more Velcro, a knife holder, which I was planning on using for art supplies, but I didn't find use, and a pencil case. Next drawer is also a little random. I got some camera stand equipment, this random drawer, a passepartout behind here, some washi tapes. I do not own a lot, but I like them and I don't use them at all. And here is my box full of erasers. So in all of these there are kneaded erasers, and then I have just a couple of different ones. Next drawer is a lot more organized. These two units here are for kitchen like for knives and forks and stuff, but I use it for my pens and tortillas and lead refills and mechanical pencils, some more random stuff like a sharpener and 2 sharpeners actually, and yeah. So here is a lot of different fine liners, some I love, some I hate. Next drawer is kind of random, but at the same time not. Here's just some plates that I use for porcelain palettes, and also an actual porcelain palette. And here is my gouache tubes that I try to keep kind of organized. Next drawer is my watercolor drawer. So this is where I basically keep all my watercolor supplies except from my main palette. So I have a lot of brushes that I use on a regular basis. I have ox gall, toothbrush, because you know, you never know when you want to brush your teeth. No, I'm just kidding. It's for splattering paint. And these are my cheap watercolor pencils, my old set of student grade watercolors, my starry colors, Kansai Tambi, and also some cheap paints that I just got from a dollar store kind of thingy. A lot of different tape, some tape for stretching, some some tape for fragile stuff, so it isn't very sticky, and also just some masking tapes in different widths. I have gum arabic. I have 2 different drawing frisket or liquid masking fluid. I have iridescent medium and also a dip pen that I use with these. And then the last drawer is for all my oil painting supplies, and it is a lot of brushes. And also I have this palette. It is hard to open with one hand. Ow. So there is not a lot in here right now, but it's kind of a stay wet palette, so they have been staying in here quite a long while now because I have been neglecting my oil paintings, so that's a shame. I haven't painted a painting for February yet, so I'm kind of behind schedule on my New Year's resolutions, but oh well. So here's just all the different brushes I have, and I use this shell for painting medium and this nail for mixing it, and also I have this brush stand so that my brushes don't just roll over the place. And now over to the most pleasing part of the room, I think it is at least. So for my flat file and the top of it, and I'm gonna start at the bottom, but I just wanted to show, here is usually where my tripod stands, just so it is out of the way. In the back here I have my wrapping paper, Christmas wrap or birthday present wrapping. I have another kind of tripod thingy. It is actually for a note stand. So starting at the bottom, I have lights and a couple of this is a brush case and this is a pencil roll case, and with lights I mean candles, of course. Here is just some MDF boards. I've used this one for stretching watercolor paper, but I also plan on cutting them down in smaller sizes and using them for oil painting or for putting watercolor ground on and painting with watercolors. Here is where I have my painting shirt and some sandpaper. One up, we have a lot of kind of spare stuff. So I have more tape, more stretching tape, oil paint dilutant, painting medium, cleaners, just some random stuff, some brush soap, removable tape, and also I have my varnish in here. I haven't used it yet because I haven't been painting for so long. So next one is full of just painting supplies. So I have foam brushes, foam for my roller, a couple of big wide brushes for gessoing or varnishing or gluing. And also lastly, I have all my cheap craft acrylic paint. I have 2 boxes of these, but I'm not gonna take it out. Up one more, I have my big cutting mat from Jackson's. I have a portfolio kind of storage thingy for my A3 pieces. I have my portable paint easel of some kind. I have a lot of MDF, not a lot, but enough for me for right now at least. MDF boards. Some of them are just totally clean without anything, and these ones are from Jackson's. They are this is MDF board with linen glued to it, which is oil primed, so ready to use. Next shelf is just full of canvases in different shapes and sizes. So most of this is also just ready to use when I need it. And also the next 2, they are kind of a little not so high as the last ones. They are for storing my papers. So I have a lot of different papers that I just store in here. Easy access. Here is kind of a mixed media papers. So I have printer paper, I have more marker paper, I have just regular sketch paper, like nothing fancy or anything. I also have this black drawing paper and mixed media paper, some Bristol board, and some Fabriano Pittura. It's for acrylics and oils. And up here I have all of my watercolor papers. So the 2 here on top, they are very cheap, and this is the Winsor & Newton watercoloring pad. Here is very cheap paper, a watercolor sketchbook, watercolor sketchbook from Jackson's, and also some testing paper or a sample pack for their eco handmade paper from Jackson's. I really want to test them out to show you how they are. And also lastly, I have kind of my good quality papers. Some of it is maybe not the best quality, like this one. It is a lot better than the cheap stuff. But here's all my Archie's paper. So I have rough, hot press and cold press. On the side here I just have a huge MDF board that I had a project planned for, but this board is way too big for my plan, so I have to start that over again. But I should really get speed up on that stuff, yeah. So on top here I try to keep this kind of a clean surface. I haven't put this away after I made my new intro. But yeah, I have these 2 like dumbbell weights here because I sometimes need them to, for example, hold up my camera if hold up my tripod if I'm filming at an angle so the tripod doesn't fall. I have my Jello bucket here, which I love. I have just this random box here that I don't know what I'm doing with a spritz bottle with water. In this one I have most of my soft pastel stuff. So in here I have my my pastel pencils, and in these three I have two layers of Koh-i-Noor Hardmouth Toys Door. I don't know the proper name, but with I think it is, was it a 48 or 72 set? I don't remember, but it is a lot of soft pastels that I need to get to using soon. Also some stuff that I use with my pastel pencils, just some cotton swabs and this color shaper and some more cotton stuff. And I think this one is empty, just as I thought. So here is my oil painting supplies. I have some in here that I'm trying to use up. These are the really cheap Reeves ones that I just want to get rid of so I can use this with good conscience. And also I have a few of these student grade Cobra paints. A pamphlet for the artisan paints. And this is the full set of 40 colors that Winsor Newton has for the artisan brand. And I really like these paints. I cannot kind of compare it to real oils because I haven't tried it, but in a home where I have my cats in my studio all the time, I want to be safe and not use turpentine, so I use water-soluble paint. So in these two cups I just have my mediums. This is artisan painting medium. I think this is fast drying medium, yes. This is oil painting dilutant and brush cleaner from Zestit. And this is artisan safflower oil, which I plan to use with like light colors and stuff. This is my tube ringer, which I love. It was a very good investment. Just to get all of the paint out of tubes, you can kind of see what it does with this tube. It just presses all the paint down to the tip of the tube. Up here I have my palette knives and my palette scraper. So everything is in order. Everything is easy accessible for when I want to use it. So I'm really happy with this setup. And I got a comment that said that maybe the tubes can leak when they hang down like this. So I don't know if this will be kind of a permanent solution, but I'm trying it out, and if it doesn't work over time, I can just use this pegboard for something else. There are endless possibilities when it comes to storage. So this is my last overview of my IKEA art room tour that isn't IKEA themed in any other way than that it was an accident. So I hope you enjoyed this room tour this week. I actually planned on posting some artwork and review this week, but that didn't go to plan this week, so maybe next week. So as you maybe know, I post every Friday, so I'll hope to see you there next week. Bye!